we got 22 huge changes coming to this update, plus balance changes and a huge free skin giveaway that you definitely don't want to miss out. Here's everything in the update. By the way, I'm not allowed to show Mr. P or Hot Zone in this video, which means it's going to be in another sneak peek video. So if you don't want to miss any of that stuff, definitely subscribe. First off, we got the new arcade environment where 8-Bit is from. It actually looks really sick. Now, maybe there are some hidden goodies in here every time you start the match a train runs through, and we'll keep going through at different times. You got Rico's area over here. You got the arcade machine. And in the back, there's the Brawl Stars logo. I'm not quite sure what those words say. Please don't kill me, bots. And this is the back of the map. Pretty sweet map, definitely inspired by Asia. I'm not quite sure if there's any hidden goodies in it yet like there were in the past maps. Like if you play specific brawlers, some stuff on the map changes. I did try playing like 8-Bit, Rico, Colt. Didn't quite see anything, but maybe with some other brawlers. Next, we got a huge change to the Brawler UI. Not only is there now a stats page for each brawler, you can click on it for more detail, and it sort of puts every brawler in a range from like really low to high or slow to long. I'm not quite sure Barley's a long range brawler, but it basically just puts you in a category for most parts of a brawler. Definitely cool to have something like this. Always good to have more stats. At least it doesn't give you the exact part, which is probably good for the casuals, and at least you get a little more extra info. Also, though, you can see the skin preview is different. You can just cycle on through, and you can't see different ones in the back, which, to be honest, probably for the best. Not quite sure how I feel about the slanted text of the different skins. Honestly, it looks kind of weird to have it slanted at an odd angle. It just looks out of place, personally. Maybe that'll change come the update. But alright, speaking of new skins, how about Virus 8-Bit? And he's got his own voice, as you can see. Oh yeah, dude, this, and it's gonna cost 300 gems. You're getting a lot for it. Of course, you have the own voice acting for it. He's got his own winning and losing animation. As you can tell, just based on him right there, his attacks are slightly different. They fire out, of course, the arcade sort of effect, and his turret is slightly different as well. And look at the horns, man. Honestly, a pretty sweet skin. It's got his own voice acting, own animations. Probably worth the gem. Next in, we got a Street Ninja Tara, which is going to be 80 gems. Got its own sort of animations, as you can tell here. Cards spinning around. And has his own attack animations and super animation. I mean, right here, you can tell. Gonna fire out sort of like digital cards. When they hit something, they kind of stick for a moment there, like in the wall. So looking pretty nice. And of course, the super, as you throw it, it's kind of like a different... I don't know what you would call it, but it does look pretty nice. Next, BB gets her first skin, Heroin BB, gonna cost 150 gems, has its own attack animations, looks pretty sweet, own winning and losing animation too. You can tell whenever you go and preview a skin, if it has a different animation when it starts off, it's got a different attack or winning and losing animation. So right here, got a bit of like a digital sword, which is where these are all the Lunar New Year sort of digital skins. The bubble though, oh, dude, look at that. Honestly, that's my first time seeing it. Looks so cool. Oh, these are great skins. Also, we got a huge skin giveaway for the 3 skins I just showed you. Heroin BB, Virus 8-Bit, and Street Ninja Tara. So 3 really cool skins are going to be given away for free. And if you don't have those brawlers, you will automatically unlock them. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. The stream is going to be this Sunday starting at 3 p.m. Eastern on dlive.tv/Coach Cory. It's going to be an hour long, so definitely do not miss out. Now, those 3 skins I just showed you are all Lunar New Year skins, which means they are limited time skins. And I'm also pretty sure the other old Lunar New Year skins are coming back in the game, probably on sale as well, which also means the other 3 skins in the update are not Lunar New Year skins and are not limited. Speaking of, here's Cupid Piper. Doesn't have a new winning or losing animation. Is going to cost 150 gems. Let's see the attack animations, and you can see it got a little heart in the hair kind of thing. Kind of cute, I guess. I don't know. You tell me if that's good or not. But the attack animation is very different. And the super, kind of different as well. I don't know if it's really 150 gems worth, but it's a nice animation. The real winning skin, of course, is Koala Nita, which, as you can tell, obviously looks very different. And of course, all the proceeds from buying the skin for the first few months will go to charities in Australia to help them out, which, I mean, come on, nothing better than that. No real different attack animations. This one is going to cost 80 gems, though, so I mean, you got a different skin look, and the bear looks different, which is pretty cool on its own. Now, as I said, I can't show Mr. P, so I can't show his new skin in this video, but it will be in a later video. Also new, the profile page slightly different. Now it shows how many challenge wins you got in the Brawl Stars Championship Challenge. And speaking of the Championship Challenge, there's 4 big changes coming to really improve the matchmaking and just finding teammates for this mode. First of all, instead of the maximum losses being 3, they actually increased it to 4. Instead of 3 losses, once you get 4 now, are you finally actually out of the challenge. You can have another loss now. Before, there were over 21,000 people that completed the challenge, so I guess clearly they wanted even more to participate in be able to get the maximum amount of wins. But even more changes coming too. Now, looking for team, when you use the looking for team feature for the championship challenge, will actually consider total trophies of the player. So you're not just getting, when you do championship challenge, you're like, oh, you're at 0 wins. Here's a 2,000 trophy player who's also at 0 wins, even though you're 16,000 trophies, and they're just going, you're not even playing the match, they're just going AFK. That should no longer happen. But also some bug fixes. First of all, duplicate brawlers should no longer be happening nearly as often in the championship challenge. Also, there was a bug where you couldn't select the 2nd star power for a brawler, which probably makes sense why my teammate wouldn't switch star powers. Also new this update is changes to Trophy Road. In total, it's going to be an extra 33 boxes, 800 power points, and 1,000 coins coming throughout the new Trophy Road changes. So definitely improved. And if you have everything unlocked on Trophy Road, you will get a complimentary free mega box. I know some people are complaining, hey, that's 33 boxes different, and we're only getting 10 boxes different, and not the extra power points or extra coins. But keep in mind, if you were an older player, you got a mega box for Trophy Road brawlers that are new. Like Tick used to be a mega box, Ems used to be a mega box, and 8-Bit used to be a mega box. So if you had those mega boxes before, those were free mega boxes for you that new players will no longer get. And of course, with Lone Star and Takedown being removed, there's going to be a new event rotation. In the current dev build, it's not removed, but in the live game, it will be gone, and it will be replaced by Power Play. So Power Play is moving to the Takedown Lone Star slot, and that means the new mode, Hot Zone, is going to have its own slot probably, and I think it's going to be a limited time mode as well. And apparently this might be the procedure moving forward for all new modes, just to sort of test it out and see if it's actually worth keeping in the game. On the downside, well, it's kind of a tease to have a temporary game mode. It is still fun to try out a bunch of new stuff, and it doesn't put Brawl Stars in a bad position where they have to keep a game mode that's not performing well, hence the Lone Star and Takedown being removed. Speaking of events, the double token event got a buff. Now, for every time you get a rank up or you get a level up, you get those tokens. Those tokens will now also be doubled during the double token event, so a little extra token. Now, apparently there are big improvements with the joystick control for tablet devices, which I use a tablet, so let's test that right here and see exactly how improved it is. I think the best way to do that is with a Piper supering backwards, one of the most difficult things to do on a tablet, at least in my experience. So let's test it out. Before, it felt like it was kind of awkward, but now it's actually pretty freaking easy to super all the way backwards at a moment's notice. Definite improvement. We also got 5 balance changes coming that will definitely affect the meta at least somewhat. Be one of the strongest brawlers in the game, largely because of this star power honey code where she can survive certain death. Her star power is getting a nerf. The shield used to last 1 second. Now it's going to last 0.6 seconds. So obviously a 40% nerf. Relatively big nerf, but honestly, I think B is going to be completely fine. Still going to be a strong brawler. Just the fact that she can survive certain death is really the biggest strength of this star power. It's still going to be really good. Probably a small nerf, to be honest. Next nerf is going to Daryl, one of the most versatile brawlers in the game. Very long-time top 10 brawler, arguable long-time top 5 brawler. Steel Hoops is getting another nerf. It got nerfed before, I think in December, with it going from 3.5 seconds to 3 seconds. It's getting another nerf, exact same nerf, going from 3 seconds to 2.5 seconds. It's a fine nerf. Daryl's still going to be a pretty solid brawler. Steel Hoops, obviously, I mean, maybe he'll use a lot more rolling reload now. That would be kind of fun. We'll see. But then the biggest changes are happening to Max, arguably one of the weakest brawlers in the game. Max is actually getting a nerf, but also 2 buffs. to balance it out. First of all, Max's star power for run and gun is getting a 25% nerf as far as how much reload, extra reload it gives you. Probably fine. I thought it was completely overtuned, but Max just kind of sucked regardless. But Max's damage is getting a big buff, a 20% buff, which is a huge buff. Frankly, very needed. I do think Max will be a good brawler now. Probably not great, but definitely usable. But getting another buff on top of that to Max's super. Now, whenever Max supers, teammates now have an extra 1 second to get within the radius of that super to get the buff. So if you super right away and your teammate's not within the radius of that buff, but then they get within that radius within the next 1 second, they will get the speed boost applied to them. So definite buffs to Max's super. Probably a relatively small one, but definitely kind of nice. And a huge buff to the damage, which is going to be really good. If you don't want to miss the next sneak peeks talking about Mr. P and Hot Zone, definitely subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video, though. I do appreciate it, and I'll catch you later.